Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this was Tuesday, February 3rd. I had decided that I needed to go ahead and put up my newspaper wall, y'all. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a bow to basically mark the point of how high I need to go up with the newspaper, because you want to make sure it is, of course, taller than you. So when you're doing your photo shoot. So my bow kept falling, so I just took a thumbtack and stuck that bad bow up there. That way I know my starting point for the newspapers, and then I pretty much kind of start lining up the newspapers to where the bow was. For this project, I used 2 packs of newspaper. You can purchase that from your local grocery store or corner store, depending on where you live. And then I used packing tape, then of course paint and a paintbrush. But I was able to complete this project with less than about $7. It didn't take much. And it was also fun to do. You can't tell, but I started this at like 5 something in the morning. So I got up a little early and decided to get it started before the kids got up. That way they can use it as their backdrop. Once again, I highly recommend. And then you can do this not just for Valentine's. You could do it for birthdays or whatever special occasion you may have and you want to add some paint, razzle dazzle. Also, we'll be adding balloons later on in the week. So enough of the wall. This part of this section is going to be about how I was laid off from 3 jobs back to back. And I took that as a sign that maybe God is telling me that I need to work for myself. I need to be my own boss. And that brings me to how we started the party rental. So first, we're going to start with job number 1. I used to work for a group home company slash school for level 14 children. And they had been open for years, and they decided to close part of the Southern California section, and I was a part of that section. So that was the first layoff, right? So then I headed on over to Fresh and Easy. If you're not familiar, they had several warehouses in Riverside, Moreno Valley. So I started working there. It was one of my favorite jobs, to be honest. I learned a lot of things working there. Even though they eventually went bankrupt too and had to let everybody go, it was definitely a great job. And once again, that's where I got a lot of my food experience from. So from there, I went to a place called Chef. And that place, they did meal kit. That actually is one of my favorite jobs that I've ever worked for. The CEO was amazing. The company was amazing. Like, I really, really was sad when they had to shut their doors. Now, I love this job so much, I would commute from Riverside all the way to Los Angeles 5 days a week. But that's how much I love that job. So eventually they had to shut their doors and close. So now that was the 3rd layoff. But in the midst of that, while me working there, I had came up with, like, I need to start a business. Like, I need to, invest in myself, invest in my family. And I really, really wanted to leave my boys, something to where, yes, they may have to go and work for somebody, but that would be an option. They would have their business to fall back on if they chose to pursue that, because everybody's different. So that's when I came up with the party rental. From there, I said, I think I want to do a party rental. And on my way home, guess what? Next to me was somebody delivering tables and chairs. And I literally looked over and was like, yep, that's my sign. So from that point on, driving to work, I used to, on the way back, maybe like every other paycheck, I would stop by the party rental supply and then I would just pick up a few things. So every time I got paid, I would just invest a little. My husband, when he got paid, he'd do the same. He'd invest a little. Until eventually we got, a good amount of tables and chairs. And I just want to add that just because we started with a few, that did not stop us from telling people about our business, still renting out our tables and chairs. We probably only started with about 30 chairs and maybe like 3 tables. And believe it or not, we were still able to book parties because not everybody has big celebrations and needs lots of tables and lots of chairs. So don't never be afraid to, use what you have until you, make more profits and more money. And then you can go buy more until you reach your designated amount. Okay, so after the job ended up closing, I had the party rental to fall back on. Thank God, because I decided to take a leap of faith and, bet on me slash bet on my family and create something for us that nobody can say, hey, you guys have to shut your doors. So that's one good thing about being your own boss. Your destiny lies in your hands and no one else's. It's up to you to make the moves. It's up to you to get your business to grow. Everything is on you. But at the end of the day, I mean, who can you blame? If you don't get up, that's on you. So I didn't mind because I don't need nobody telling me what to do. Get up at this time. Like, I have enough self-discipline to where I can tell myself, hey, like, if you want something that bad, you got to get up and get it. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Faith with no work is dead. So you have to get up and get the work done. Like, nothing's just going to happen overnight. You feel me? So we started our business in 2018 and we set our prices. We did research to see what everyone else was charging around us to figure out how much we were going to charge. I created all of our flyers using the app Canva. So it was fun. It was literally like, once again, you're in charge of your own destiny. So whatever you put out to the world is what they will see. So I wanted to make sure that our business always remained professional, regardless if we're renting to family, friends. Like, I always kept it professional. Like, if you my cousin, you still gonna get an invoice. You're still required to pay a deposit. Like, none of that mattered. Because at the end of the day, if you go to Walmart and just because Uncle Sam might be your uncle, you still got to pay for them groceries at Walmart. They don't want to hear nothing about that. That's your Uncle Sam. Like, you still got to pay for, what's on that counter. So that's how I wanted to treat my business, very professional. And I think also having great customer service. So when someone would reach out to us to book a party, I always made sure that I, responded in a timely manner. Because one thing I cannot stand is if I reach out to somebody and you take forever. Like, that just tells me you're not taking your business serious. And no, I'm not saying you got to respond in 5 minutes, but you should never let 24 hours go by without you not responding to someone that's trying to inquire or do business for your business. Because once again, they're going to look at you like, how can I take them serious? Or should I really be sending them a deposit if they can't even return a message? So all that matters. Like, the same complaints you may have if you go and try to shop with someone or contact someone. You just want to make sure all those things you may have complained about, or if you go to a store, that you're not doing in your business, right? We also made sure the kids were there every step of the way when we did drop-offs and pickups. Depending on the times, of course, we would bring them along so they can help. Because once again, this was a family business. This is a family business. And that was our way to also teach them early on, what having a business is about and how to operate your party rental. So there would be times where they may have acted lazy or they acted like they didn't want to do it. And I said, hey, this is your business. You can't show up to people's house, with that attitude. You got to make sure you remain positive. These people just sent you a deposit so you can provide services. And that really stuck with the kids. It got to a point where they were begging and asking, do we have a party this weekend? I can't wait to go drop off tables and chairs. And of course, I would pay them, go treat them to a snack. So I would definitely say starting a party rental was one of the best decisions that we made for our family because we are still up and running. Now, I do want to go over a few pros and cons of the party rental. So first, we'll start with the pros of the party rental. The pro is literally like every other weekend, someone is calling you or inquiring about tables, chairs. Like, You may think, oh, that's an oversaturated business. A lot of people do that. It doesn't matter. A lot of people don't know you. So it doesn't matter if Shamika down the street is doing tables and chairs. You are not Shamika, and Shamika is not you. Mind you, I don't know a Shamika. I'm just using a name. But yeah, so like don't ever be afraid to start something just because somebody else is doing it, because I just knew, I'm like, oh, a lot of people do tables and chairs, but I don't know anybody that, does tables and chairs. So I'm going to go ahead and pursue this. And regardless if I did know somebody, like my example I like to use is when you go to the grocery store, there are over 24 different brands of bread on the shelf. But every time you go to the store, you're going to the bread that you love the best. So that's how I felt. Like they're going to pick whoever they want to, so I'm going to get my name out there. And if they choose to go with me, they choose to go with us. But if not, it's not life or death. And when I tell you guys, we built such a great community to where people were referring us left and right, like call Neil's Party Rental, call Neil's Party Rental. Sometimes I had weekends where I had to turn down people because we were overbooked. So that is definitely one of the pros. Now, one of my cons I will say is you will get a lot of people that ask, for pricing and things of sort. And sometimes those people will never reach back out. But I don't necessarily take that as a bad thing. I just take that as you're not my customer, which is okay. Because another example I like to use is, how many times do you go to Walmart and you may want to get a price check on something, and then after they tell you a price, say, no, I'm okay. So not necessarily Walmart priced it, but it can be the brand. So it just tells me that brand is not, I'm not their audience. And that's absolutely okay. A lot of people that booked with us, but you will have a few people that will reach out and you'll never hear back from them, which is okay. They're probably just calling around trying to get the best quote, which I don't blame them. I just price checked a Stranger Things calendar, off topic, for my son. I was at the store and it was in the clearance area. So I was like, oh, okay, let me take this up to make sure it's actually on clearance. And when I get to the register, she's like, oh no, it's actually regular price, $9.99. So I said, oh, you can actually put that right on back. I was shopping for clearance items, not nothing regular price. So I get it. Once again, you cannot take things personal when you're doing business. It's a business. You are going to have people that window shop. You are going to have people that ask for quotes. But that's just part of the business. Be positive, keep it professional, and keep it moving. You don't need to make a post about it. None of that. Keep it moving. And then I will say one more con for me would be the vehicle that you're using. You may go through more maintenance checks and more oil changes, more tune-ups, just because you are utilizing that vehicle to, do your drop-offs for your party rentals. So that's one con we ran into. We definitely had to do more truck maintenance. And there were times where we had to put our business on pause because our truck went down. But once again, there's things to work around that, but that is one of the cons. All right, guys, it's February 4th and it's Wednesday and I just got back from Walmart. So we're going to do a quick Walmart haul, okay? So first things first, I went for two things, but we know how that goes. First thing, I had to pick up some cool and heat pads. My son's neck is hurting. So we think he may have a crook in his neck. So I picked him up some cool and heating pads to see if that helps him. Because second thing I needed two tablecloths. We all know Valentine's is coming up and I want to decorate my table and my counters. So these were $1. Next, my son asked me to pick him up a blanket. So I picked him up a blanket. Guess how much this blanket was? This blanket was on rollback for $2. I had to grab it. I had to. So it was nothing but a coincidence that he just asked me, Mom, you said you were going to get me a blanket. And bam, there you go for $2. What do you say? You're welcome. Then next, this is what I went for. I went for these two things. This and pencils. My oldest son, he needs pencils, and my middle son, he needs pencils. So I went to go grab them some pencils. And you? Okay, and Westland needs pencils. I didn't know he needed pencils too. Oh, my youngest son, he needed pencils too. Last thing I got were these. These were too cute, you guys. These were Valentine Day glasses. And I thought these were just too cute. So you know I had to grab them so I can take some photos. If I can open them so I can show you guys. I'm going to take some photos in front of my wall. Let's check them out. Okay. Let's get a close-up. XO. Okay. So that's all that I bought from Walmart. That's my Walmart haul. Once again, if you live in California, you know all about the paper brown bags. Let me know in the comments if you guys had a bag bust on you, rip on you when you were walking out the store. The least y'all can do is make these bags strong. Bad enough we got to use paper. Can we make the paper strong like Charmin? Like, come on now. Like Bounty? Come on. We need y'all to get strong paper. You feel me? So that's it on my Walmart haul. I'll pick you guys back up either later today or tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday, February 6th, and I just arrived at Fairmont Park so I can check out a venue space. I have something upcoming that I can't talk too much about, but I do need a space, so I just arrived. Come with me. Feels good out here. Hopefully I don't see no stray dogs. Hello y'all. So this is the first one. They have this set up. They have a lot of tables, barbecue grills, and I like the fact that it is gated. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14 tables in there. And they basically will come on and unlock the gate the morning of to make sure no one's in your area and to make sure it's all ready to go for you. And then the next place I'm about to go check out is the boathouse over here. So they got a little walking path, so we're gonna go on the walking path. Cause it's hard enough to find love. I wanna look at the nice pond. They got a bridge. So this is a park where you can feed the ducks. They used to have paddle boats back in the day, but they got rid of them. It's a really nice park. That water looks dirty though. So it used to be a lot cleaner, but now it's not. You can feed the ducks. So I'm headed here to check out the boathouse. They do showings every Friday. I believe they said at 5:30. So I'm here so we can see what the inside looks like. Let's see if we want to go out with an inside venue or an outside venue. I gotta walk all the way around. It's a nice trail. Cause it's hard enough. It's stinking here. Hello.
Oh, you're doing a wedding? Yes. Oh, I see. You're doing a wedding.
So this place was nice. It has a lot of windows, but I'm not sure if this is the venue that I'm looking for. But if you are looking for a venue in Riverside, I recommend you check it out.
Or you can just like kind of scroll after
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Good.
Good.
Do you happen to know the pricing for the outside where they have the gate around that area?
The picnic table.
The-
You know what? Those ones are by reservation. I'm trying to think of the reference.
It's okay.
Well, I know they have two different fees. There's a residential fee and then there's a non-residential fee.
Yeah.
Because I know for here, for non-residential fee, it was like two something, I believe.
Yeah, I got this quote, but I forgot to ask about that one. But I am a resident, but I just wanted to know the
That one
difference.
is Fairmount Park picnic table number 1.
Mm-hmm. And congrats on getting married. I went to the court. I was too cheap.
Well, ours is a little smaller. I'm having it at my focus.
Yeah. And the price is not that bad, to be honest, compared to other places around Riverside. I don't know if you've been checking. Yeah. Do you guys live local?
I haven't.
Oh, because I have a party rental. And I rent out tables and chairs. I only have 6-foot tables. I don't do round. Yeah, and a lot of people like round for weddings. Yeah, those are a lot pricier. Okay, I'll Google it. And the kitchen comes with this.
The kitchen does, but unfortunately we're not able to use the actual stove. We can't have any fire or flames or anything that produces that
Okay.
on. And so the stove is mainly for like if you bring in, let's say like food that you want to keep warm and you want to like put it in the oven, that's totally fine.
So you
It
can
just
use
can't
the
be
oven.
on. No, it can't be on.
Oh.
So you just like use it as like a little like
Little toaster to keep it toasted.
Yeah, but you can use the fridge, you can keep ice in there, you can keep cold stuff in there. You can use the microwave, the oven is just prohibited.
So they
Yeah.
wouldn't even allow you to use warmers then?
No, well actually, you know what? I've
'Cause
seen
that's
the
a
Sterno
flame.
cans. I've seen the Sterno cans. The Sterno cans are fine, just as long as they're kept like around the area over here, and then once you're done, you put them out. But those ones are fine. Just I have a lot of questions about people who bring in like, can I bring in like a grill or something?
Oh,
It's like,
no.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
Bring a grill. But the Sterno flames that you use under those boxes, the little tin ones,
Right, those are fine.
Mhm,
Okay.
those are fine.
Cool. That you cannot use the stove, but you can place your food in there to keep it warm, but you can't turn it on. So what are we doing? Have a good day. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.